go live. We're live.
Oh,
We are live. Yeah, we can go anytime except for I am on Weight Watchers. So, hey. Welcome, Valerie. This is Valerie, my friend Marian. This is Valerie. She's my moderator tonight.
hi,
Oh, and
Valerie.
do you hear an echo already?
I hear a duplicate, like maybe you have Facebook
Yeah,
open or YouTube.
I have YouTube open somewhere.
Yeah.
There we go. And that's a rookie mistake. So, Valerie lives in Springfield, Missouri, and she has graciously offered to moderate tonight for me. So we're
Thank
gonna
you.
wait for a couple of other people to get our notifications. So for those of you who join us later, this is Marian. She's my friend in Houston, and she so graciously offered to come on and be interviewed for this brand new channel coming out late. And we are going to be talking about all different topics on this channel. We're going to have interviews, hopefully each Monday for a while. And so if you have an interest in being interviewed in the near future, please contact me at comingoutLate@yahoo.com. And my Instagram is coming_out_late. And all of that can be found in the description after the live stream. So I'm currently seeking men right now. It seems like plenty of women want to come on, but not men. So I'm really in desperate need of men. Hello, Myra. This is Myra Miriam. Um,
Hello.
she is, what did I say, Marian? Okay, I'm saying Marian and Myra at the same time. Myra, this is Marian. Marian, this is Myra. And she's another one of my moderators tonight. Thank you for joining me, Myra. So, what was I saying? So I really would like to get some transgender people in the interviews, um, not just gay and lesbian people. So if anybody watching later knows someone who's trans or is gender neutral or, anything different than what I'm having right now, which is gay and lesbian, I would appreciate that. That would be great because I want people of all sexualities and genders to come to this channel and say, hey, everybody's welcome here. Everybody. So if they see interviews with different people, they'll feel that way. And this is Patty, Junk Girl Patty. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining me, Patty. I really appreciate it on this new channel. We are up and running. So I'm going to go ahead, since we have several people already in here, I'm going to go ahead and introduce Marian to you and let her tell you her coming out story. And moderators, since I'm not going to be interacting with the chat while Marian's speaking, so if you would just please welcome people as they come into the chat, and I will catch up with them in a little while. And yeah, Valerie says she's seeking men too. All right, so I'm going to put you on full screen, Marian, and go ahead and take off.
Okay, well, thank you for coming tonight and checking out the coming out early, late, whatever, whatever you want to do. I did come out late, mostly because I didn't know. I didn't really know what was happening. I fell into the trap of whatever my parents were trying to tell me to do, and so I really thought I was boy crazy for a while. I didn't understand it. I never did enjoy that portion of it, especially sex. I didn't enjoy it, but I thought that was just something wrong with me. I didn't think there was anything like maybe I was a lesbian inside trying to get out. That didn't even occur to me. As a matter of fact, my husband told me that he was not even afraid I would ever cheat on him with a man, but he wasn't sure about a woman. And I literally was shocked when he said that. I had no idea. So he knew long before I did. Isn't that funny? So if you have any questions or anything, please let me know. I'd be happy to to answer questions once we get back to a double screen. So I'm going to start from what happened to me as I came out. When I left my husband, it was not because of anything other than he was cheating on me with anybody that he could. As a matter of fact, towards the end, he was having an affair with his secretary and he got her pregnant. Now, I didn't realize she was pregnant. I just knew that he was deeply involved with her and it wasn't going to stop. I got a lot of people talking to me about, him cheating. And I dug my heels in and thought if I could just be a better person, he wouldn't cheat. And so I just kept on. We had a daughter at the time. And so I just did what I was supposed to do. And bringing in a little bit of religion, we were part of a religious organization. I won't call it a cult, but it was pretty strong. And we went to counseling because of it before she got pregnant. And they told me it was my responsibility to keep the family together. So for a solid year, I did nothing but try really hard to keep that family together. And it didn't work. But the interesting part was, as much as I felt like I was devastated, like my life was over, I packed up my daughter and her toys and clothes in a car, and I drove to Florida where my mom lived. And she said I could stay with her until I got on my feet. And once I crossed the Florida border, I literally pulled the car over, got out, and kissed the ground. And I said, I'm free. I just still didn't know what that meant, but I knew I was free. So after that, I still thought, things were going to go on as normal and I would date men. And it got worse. I didn't want to. I just couldn't. And then one day, lo and behold, I met this woman and I fell madly in love with her. And it felt like she felt the same about me. And it was just like a whirlwind. You've heard of the old U-Haul? Within a week, we were living together. Well, that's what happened to us. And if we could have gotten married at that time, we would have. And my family totally flipped out on me. Totally flipped out on me. Especially my mother. She told me I was no longer welcome at family functions. I couldn't be around the children. It may not seem like it right now, but I couldn't believe it. I was so mortified that they were kicking me out of the family, that I wasn't allowed to come for Christmas or to be around the children. I couldn't wrap my brain around that. It was the most unbelievable thing that's ever happened to me. And finally, one day, I said to my mother, I said, Mom, I'm your daughter. You're supposed to love me. You acted like you loved me up until I told you this. And she said, honey, if you wouldn't have told me, it would have been okay. If you would have just told me that was your friend, it would. But now you told me, and I can't take it back. Okay. So it got worse and worse and worse. And finally, they started talking about trying to take my daughter away. Like she needs to be in a better home. I'm not raising her right, and I'm sending her to hell along with me. And it really got bad. Okay, it got so bad that my daughter went to live with my sister for a while because I was a basket case. I was a total, absolute basket case, thinking, well, I didn't think I was going to hell, but I just couldn't function. It was just so devastating to me. One day I went back to my mother and I said, Mom, why is it that you're treating me worse than a murderer? Literally, if I would have murdered somebody, you'd probably visit me in prison. What's up? And so this made all the difference. So if you're listening to this, you're going through it, or you're going to go through it, or somebody going through it, this is real life here, okay? She told me that it was her responsibility to make sure I made it into heaven. And that even if I hated her in this lifetime, at least I'd make it to heaven, and the next lifetime we'd be together. And what do you say to that? The fear had her so gripped. Her religion told her that it was her responsibility of keeping her daughter out of hell. Can you imagine how that feels to somebody? It's my responsibility to keep my daughter out of hell. So I was able to immediately forgive her. I was able to immediately understand why she was acting the way she was. And it was a relief, even though it was horrible and it was weird and I didn't understand how somebody could be that fearful. I understood. I really did. And eventually everything relaxed a little bit. You know, they knew I wasn't going to hurt the children. Hurt the children because I'm a lesbian? Okay. Whatever. Anyway, sooner or later, I guess it became normal, and I was allowed to come back into the family for family dinners and Christmas and things like that. So it started to get better. And then after my mom passed, it was like it never happened. Everybody's like, oh, that's just Marian, you know. And they really like my girlfriend that I have now. And so they treat her like part of the family. She feels like she's part of the family, and they feel like she's part of the family. And it's, as Beth said, now it's heaven. Okay. We went from hell to heaven, but it took a while, and it was scary, and it was hurtful. And it really, now, if you were to ask me, would I do it again? Of course I would do it again, because, you know, that's who I am. And I'm no longer going to go down a road that I'm not comfortable with, but I definitely wouldn't have told my mom. I know that probably some people are going, really, Marian, don't say that. But it's true. I probably wouldn't have told my mom, because it really ruined a lot of her years, okay? Worrying that her poor child was going to go to hell. I feel very grateful and thankful that most everybody in my my little section of the universe is supportive and loving and kind, and all I can tell you is I have a happy life, and I wouldn't change it. Other than that one little thing, I wouldn't change anything. Okay, I had all those experiences for a reason. I see we have a question. How old were you and your daughter when you came out? How long ago? She was I'll tell you, I waited until she was 5 so that she could go to school to leave my husband, so that I knew I could go get a job. So she was approximately 6 by the time all this started happening. So as soon as I got to Florida, it was like they took the chains off. I lived there for, I don't know, about 12 years or something like that.
How old were you when you came out?
Let's see now. She was 5, and she was born in 84. So, gosh, how old does that make me? I'm really bad at math. She was born in 84. So 1979, 89, 99. I guess in my 30s, early 30s.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, do you think that your sexuality is genetic, or do you think it's because of what you went through? Or, I mean, do you have any inkling at all before, when you were younger? This totally just came out of the blue?
Out of the blue. Although, like I said, my husband, he told me that, he thought I was attracted to women, but I'm not the type of person to like, hey, doesn't she look nice? I mean, I'm just not like that. I may think, wow, aren't they attractive or something? But, my sexuality is more based on the person inside.
Mm-hmm.
And so maybe that's why I was okay at the time being with men, and then okay now being with women. But now that I know the difference, I would never go back. No, even if I was alone, I wouldn't go looking for a date with a man. There's just no way. I'd rather be alone. It's nothing against men. It's just I'm not into, just it doesn't. They don't. I'm not attracted.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's a genetic or not. I have no. For me, I don't know. I think I'm just. It's just me.
Who was the first person you remember telling? Other than your girlfriend at the time?
I guess my daughter, and she didn't take it well either.
And how old was she when you told her? So she had to be what? Elementary age?
Yeah. Oh yeah, elementary age. Yeah. Yeah. She didn't understand it. I shouldn't have said anything. I don't know what I was thinking. I was just enamored with this woman. I loved her so much. I wanted everybody else to love her too. And so I was just trying to tell. I was trying to tell everybody, look, isn't she wonderful? Isn't she great? Look at her, And
but yeah, she was old enough to understand what you were trying to tell
she
her.
was old enough to understand that everybody around her was freaking out.
Mm-hmm.
Especially my sister, who basically tried to take her away from me. I didn't realize that at the time. She just said, let me, have her come stay with me for a while until you get your act together, Marian. And then she literally tried to get the courts to take her from me.
Has she ever
Legally.
apologized to you for that?
Nope.
But
She actually denies it.
Oh,
Yep.
wow.
Yeah.
But she's okay with you now.
We tolerate each other.
Mm-hmm.
I'll see her, once in a while. She lives in a different state, and I see her once in a while. But yeah, she's not somebody I want to spend a lot of time with.
Yeah. And how did your husband react?
I don't know. We really didn't speak again until my daughter got married very late. She got married about 5 years ago, and I saw him at the wedding. And he didn't say anything about it or anything, so I don't really know how he felt about it. He probably thought to himself, I knew it. I knew it. That's probably what he was thinking.
If anyone has any other questions for Marian, Marian is the most loving and kind and cheerful people I know. Even when she's going through a rough time, she seems to have a smile on her face. And she's just genuine. When you get what you see with Marian, she is an open book. And that's what I've been trying to do for the last 12 years, is just be an open book. How did your friends react, Marian? Did you have a lot of friends back then before you came out? And then how did they react when you told them?
I've always had a lot of friends. I'm what they call a groupie. I love groups of people. I like camping and potlucks and and church groups, and I'm just a person that loves people, and so I think my friends were just like, okay, Marian, whatever you're doing, it's all right. Most of them are straight. I don't really have a whole lot of gay friends. My friend Beth here, I met her at Unity. And so we have a group of people that we've kind of found each other through Unity. And we go out to eat after church or something like that. Or now we go to different functions, together.
I have a story about that.
Do you?
The first time you and I met.
Oh, yeah.
I think
well,
it
why
was.
don't you come back on screen?
I don't remember if it was. I don't remember if it was Deepak Chopra, or I don't remember who we were going to see at church. Somebody was speaking. It may have been. I don't think it was Deepak.
No,
I think
it
it was
wasn't
that
Deepak.
other lady. It was that Mary Eddie, or that Eddie, Katie
Yes.
something.
Yes, not Katie Lang, but
No,
yeah.
Katie somebody, and so I was at work, and I had a long drive home and then drive all the way back out to church. So I wanted to go to dinner and then go straight to church, and I don't want to sit and eat by myself. So I put this out there in our church group. Hey, anybody going to this thing tonight want to meet up for dinner? Let me know. And I don't know why I was thinking I was going to get a bunch of men because it seems like the men in our group are always out eating and, messing around. So I get this message from Marian. Well, I'll meet you there for dinner. Well, I didn't know Marian, and she's a woman and she's a lesbian. So I have to tell my wife, again, Valerie, this is very familiar to you. I'm going out to dinner with a lesbian woman that I just met on the internet. And I was very uncomfortable with it. And I called one of my friends, Jamie, who you also know, Marian, but this is before you knew Jamie. And I said, I don't know what to say. I mean, I hadn't called Janya yet. I was like, I don't know what to say. I want to be honest. And there's nothing to it, but I feel uncomfortable. And I'm so sorry, Marian. I felt so uncomfortable
I
meeting
had
you.
no idea.
But you were great. I mean, you were great. And we went to that Middle Eastern restaurant, I think it was. And, you know, we talked and we had fun, but I was really nervous. It was the first lesbian I'd ever gone out with other than my wife. And I was just so nervous. So, and um, Valerie, who's in here, Hickory Springs, I drove 11 hours to meet her in Missouri last year. I met Valerie on the internet, and my wife was like, should I be worried that you're going 11 hours to meet someone you met on the internet and stay in her home for 4 days? So it was just kind of uncomfortable. But my wife trusts me, and you know, that's
Well,
what
you
people
know,
just don't get. We're just people,
well,
just like
that's
straight
just
people
it,
are.
Beth. You know, we're not.
We're
We're
not out
just
there to get
people. I'm
some.
not attracted to every female that walks by, and I'm not out there looking. I have a
Right.
mate. I'm not. You know,
It's not like
I
we're in a
love
bar. We're
friends.
not going to a bar to pick up chicks, you know? We're
Right.
going out to spend time with friends. And
Right.
so, yeah, I had to explain spending a week with my straight friend. Well, she didn't know you, Valerie. That's what I'm saying. So, anyway, it was very uncomfortable for me, but I got through it. And Mary and I are friends now. We've done other things together, and
Margarita
yeah,
night.
and she's been over to my home, and so yeah, I know you don't. Valerie doesn't judge anyone by their sexuality. You don't judge anyone by anything. So, any more questions for Marian before I close the show tonight? Because I just want you to ask anything. She said she's an open book tonight. She's willing to answer anything. So, well, let's talk about where you're at now. Like, who are you with, and like, what is your life like, and are you married, and um, how is your life different? I guess with a woman than it was when you were married to a man, because I know it's different, right?
Yes, it is.
It,
Well, I am attracted to. I'm not going to call him butch, but or manly. I am attracted to um, non-feminine women. So uh, stronger, bigger muscles, taller. You know, just I'm attracted to that.
mhm.
And so, along with that, does come roles. Okay, that people expect from you. So they expect me to be the feminine one who does the dishes and cleans up the house. And guess what? I'm just not like that. And I remember, I remember one time I had a motorcycle, and I drove up to meet a friend of mine, and we were going to go bowling or the movies or something. Yeah, bowling. And I pull up, and she's in her car, and I'm on my motorcycle, and I get out, and I open up my little pack, my little side pack, and I pull out my purse, and we're going in. She goes, "You're really confused, aren't you?" And I was like, "What do you mean? I am just me, okay? I don't fit into any roles or any like, you better help me clean the house, okay? I am not doing this. I am, I'm not dishes every night and you cook or nothing like that." So my life right now is exactly the way I want it, and my partner has been able to adjust, and I've been able to adjust to her. We're different. We're totally different people, but we both give each other leeway. We both let each other be who we are. I'm outgoing. I love, like I said, I love going to parties and potlucks. And hey, if you have some kind of function, invite Marian, because I don't wear lampshade on my head, but I'm definitely fun, right? I like to play games, like any
Well,
kind of
we've had
game.
game night before at our
Yeah,
house.
yeah, I love that kind of stuff.
How long have
And
you and she been together, by the way?
we just had our 13-year anniversary.
Yay!
Yeah.
Congratulations! Woohoo!
And she's the opposite of me. She's a homebody. She's quiet. She doesn't talk much. She doesn't socialize. The only time she goes out is if I drag her out. So there's a give and take there. There really is. And at first that was uncomfortable, but I got used to it, and she got used to it, and my life is great now. We're business partners. We both work on websites and do digital stuff. So she does a lot of data stuff, data entry, and she does like security on WordPress websites and things like that. Where I'm more of the graphics person and the person that likes to, get in there and like StreamYard, this software. Fascinating. So we're both working on the computer, but I'm loud and talk to everybody, and she's quiet. So we had to separate our offices. I'm on one side of the
Oh,
house, and
okay.
she's
Well, I
on the
can
other
vouch for
side.
that. She is very quiet, but she's very
Oh,
nice.
she's
She's a
very
very nice
nice.
person. She's just very quiet. Yeah. And she seems like she's really smart too.
Oh, Hickory
So,
Springs said she has a Harley. Cool.
yes, she does. I wanted to ride it when I was there, but she wouldn't let me.
Oh,
I really wanted
no,
to ride on the back of it. So,
yeah.
yeah, I actually dressed Butch for 2 years.
You did what?
And I dressed Butch for 2 years when I was married to a man.
Oh,
And I think that came from that was when I was still trying to figure out what I was going to do, and I realized I was attracted to someone who was actually feminine. And so I think I was trying to take on the caregiver role for her, not the caregiver, but you know what I mean, the protector for her. And so I started dressing Butch, and I actually even bound myself for probably a year. And my husband never said a word about it. Nobody ever said anything. And I guess it was just kind of like a phase because of this person. I just felt protective of her. That was how that was coming out. But yeah, Dee has a ruckus. It's awesome. I would give anything to have one of those. I've asked my wife if I can get one, and she's like, no. Yeah, Dee has ruckus videos on her YouTube channel. They are awesome. So,
okay. I don't know what ruckus is.
Dee, can you explain to Marian what a ruckus is? It's smaller. It's like a scooter looking thing, and
Oh, okay.
she goes all over. She lives in Michigan, a small town, and she just goes all over the place, and she puts her camera on her handlebars and films
Oh
where
my
she's
God,
going,
I
what
love
she's
her.
doing.
Okay, we got to
And
meet someday.
actually,
Yes, yes, yes.
yeah, well,
Listen,
you
listen
need
to
to
this, Beth.
subscribe to
Oh, I
Flippin'
will.
Particles.
I
You'll see
will.
her videos.
I will. Guess what? My daughter lives in Michigan, and my dream is to get a camper van and spend the summers there. So she, right in the middle, she knows where this is Lansing. That's where she works, and she lives about an hour north of there, and she drives every day. But it's beautiful, and they live right on the chain of lakes, and it's so beautiful. Oh my God, that's my dream. And see, my partner is very secure with us and is fine with me going for 2 or 3 months as long as I can still keep bringing in the money. You know what I'm saying?
That's one of the benefits of working for yourself. You can
Right.
do that.
Right. As long as I have strong
So
internet, I
actually,
can work.
Dee, you might have to put the date on there, but last year when she was actually filming, she got hit by a car while she was on her ruckus,
Oh
and
no.
it was caught on video. It was very scary, and we were all really worried about Dee,
Oh dear.
and everything came out all right in the end, but it was scary, I know. And it's a Honda. I didn't know it was a Honda.
Now, is it street legal? Like it goes pretty fast, or I'll have to look
It's
up
street
a
legal.
ruckus. And
Yeah, but and like I said, if you subscribe to her, she's got ruckus videos.
I will. I
They're awesome.
will. That sounds like
And
fun to me.
it just makes me want to get one so bad. But I've been told no, it's not in our budget right now, which I understand. So we're trying to get out of debt right now. We're doing the Dave Ramsey thing, so anything like that is just a toy for us right now.
Yeah.
But I've always wanted one. I've never wanted a full, huge motorcycle because I don't think I could at this time in my life hold one up anymore. But a smaller scooter type thing, I would love. 40-ish, and she's spoiled. Yeah, you are spoiled. Linda does spoil you. So, anyway, so any other questions for Marian before we close? I really appreciate everybody coming out tonight to support this channel. Hopefully, this will be my 4th video. So hopefully, YouTube will make this channel searchable now. I never realized. I mean, I can't even find my own channel.
I thought the same thing. I searched for it and I couldn't find it.
I actually have to go back to Messenger to where I have messaged people about my channel, and then go at it that way when I'm on my phone.
Thank you.
My own channel.
Hey, Becky, you want to come say hi? I've been talking about you. She just came in. You want her to wave at you?
Mm-hmm.
Come here, Miss Becky. Huh? Good talking or not? It's good talking, right? I said good things about her, didn't I?
Good talking. If she wants to be interviewed, I'll be glad to interview her. I know she probably won't want to, but hi, Becky.
Hi.
You're on live. Nice to see you. I don't know if you remember me at all, but that was awesome.
You remember that? Awesome. Oh,
so,
yeah, she said yes. She likes you.
Who can forget me, right?
Yeah.
Valerie, you can get notifications, but when you tell somebody my channel is coming out late, when they go to YouTube and type that in, this channel does not come up.
And I subscribed and I still couldn't get it to come up when I went in and did a search.
That's weird. That should be in your
Now I can go into my search. Yes, I can do that.
Yeah.
Over there. But when I just did a search, you didn't come up at all.
Yeah. So I didn't message you too, but I did a Google thing about, hey, my channel won't show up, and it said you have to have at least 3 videos before your channel will be searchable. So that's why I did that video last night. If you haven't watched my video from last night, I talked a little bit about, I don't even remember what I talked about. I talked about the reason why I came out when I did, and just kind of try to help people who are thinking about it. They're still on the fence about, do they want to come out now or not? Just try to give people some encouragement that even if they don't come out like now, that in the future that they'll think about it, because it is, it is hard and it's not all roses, but it does work out in the end the way it's supposed to. So
I agree. I wouldn't be happy today if I would have, not followed my heart, right?
So you and your mom never did reconcile about this?
Not about this, right? But we just didn't talk about it anymore. As a matter of fact, the last thing that happened that I would never even mention her or anybody's name again was when I was still living in Florida and the hurricane was coming. And Florida is not that wide, so there's not much room to, go. And my mom, we had to move up to where my mom lived. And because we were real south, we were in Fort Lauderdale. And so we went to my mom's house and I begged her, please just let us come in for the night until the hurricane's over. She said, you can come in, but she can't. I said, what? She can sleep out on the concrete if she wants to, but she's not coming in. So that was the last time I said anything about anybody to my mom.
So how long between the time you told her till she passed away? Like how many years did you have to live like this with her?
Like 15, 20 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was tough.
So I'm still a baby. If you came out that long ago, I don't remember what year you told me that was, but I've only been out 12 years.
Yeah, I think it's been about 30 years, girl. I'm old. I am old.
That is awesome. And that time, I don't know what year that was because I'm not sure how old you are, but at that time, coming out was not a good thing, right? Like it wasn't accepted, right, by society.
Correct.
Really? So.
Yeah, but it was easier for women than it was for men. My brother was also gay, believe it or not, and his boyfriend at the time, they did get married as soon as they could, but they were just living together, and he got beat up time and time again, just because he looks so, woo,
And I'm sorry I keep going back to the interview, but I keep thinking about things I want to ask you. So,
Oh, that's
like,
okay.
when you came out, did you like? I'll say you came out, but I mean, did y'all live pretty openly, you and your then girlfriend? Yeah,
Oh yeah.
you
Well,
walked her to.
that's the deal. Okay, so the ladies that I am attracted to are obviously gay. Okay, they
Right,
look very gay. You can't
right,
walk down the street and go, she's gay. Oh
yeah,
yeah. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
Hmm.
So even though I can pass and my
Hmm.
hair, my whatever, I wear nicer clothes and nobody knows unless I tell them,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
But look at who I'm with. Yeah,
Hmm.
they know.
Hmm.
And I
Yeah.
never had any problems at all ever, except
Wow.
for with my family.
Well, 12 years ago, when we first came out and started living together, we went to a restaurant on a certain side of town in Houston. It was Hickory Hollow, but it was the one over by the
Oh yeah.
racetrack.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
It wasn't one in the Heights. Now, if it would have been the one in the Heights, we probably wouldn't have had this problem. So we're getting our food to go to our table, and this man, older man, says under his breath, a couple of dykes walking by, you know. Ooh, I'm telling you, it really upset me, and I wanted to walk out so bad. We were just sitting there just trying to eat and calm down. But, like, if you would have been on the Heights side of town, guys, in Houston, nobody would have ever said anything like that. It's just in certain places in Houston, still to this day, you will, get that kind of reaction. At least we do over here. We're very careful about, like, my wife doesn't like PDA anyway, and she said even if I was a guy, she wouldn't hold my hand, she wouldn't kiss me in public. She does not like it. That's how she was raised, and it hurts my feelings because I want to hold her hand. So, so we don't have to deal with that just because we don't hold hands in public. Although at church we will. Finally, she got comfortable with that, but that's about the only place. Movies, it's dark, so it doesn't really matter. But so some things haven't changed still, because you got these old country boys that are still into this, like my neighbors next door. you know, they just, I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. It's the fear, just like what happened to my mom. It's
Yeah.
the religious fear that they think you're going to hell, and if they tolerate you, then they're going to hell. And yeah, it's just fear.
Myra said, "Did your wife go to Carnegie Mellon?" Or I don't know how do you say
Oh,
that.
Carnegie Mellon,
Can you read?
no,
What is that?
it's
Did she have
a
a shirt on?
college.
Did
Yeah,
she have
she
that
had her
shirt on?
shirt on. Yeah,
Oh, okay,
we
okay.
are not married,
Uh-huh.
although she did. She didn't ask me. She says, "I'm going to marry you someday." So I guess someday maybe, but no, we're not married yet. And no, she didn't go to Carnegie Mellon.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for joining me, and we need to go out and get a margarita before they shut us down because
Yes,
I'm telling you
yes,
what, and I'm
yes.
on Weight Watchers, and I'm gonna gather my extra points and just give me a call and we'll go get a margarita, okay?
That sounds good to me.
Bye, everyone. Thank you so much. And I have a new slogan at the end of my show. It's "You may have come out late, but come back again." We'll see you next time. Bye.